I'm sorry, what's a shimmer?
Shimmer! Oh my lord, she's a cactus.
Hello people of the GTS, welcome to this upload. My name is OminousAcid95 and this is my second upload to this channel, and this battle was actually edited by Sloshmill or Derwin, so go check him out if you did like that. Unfortunately my Wi-Fi hasn't been doing its work lately, so therefore I bring you guys a showdown match. And this was a little cup match that I had against whitefang272. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, which is unfortunate, but still it's going to be a good match, I guess. And I used this team in my last upload as well, but I'm really gonna go through it quite quickly. I have a kind of standard-ish bronze zone kind of deviations. Then a choice specs Chinchou. I know I should change it to maybe choice scarf or agility. Then a choice scarf Mienfoo, then a defensive, or both physically and specially defensive, Duskull, which I use over Mischievous just because of Nightshade and higher defenses. Then a rock polish Anorith, which is extremely good in Little Cup. And then a choice bandit Apom, which I should probably change to a Life or a Meowth, but still I like Apom. Then my opponent, the first thing that really strikes me is his hefty electric weakness, because he does have Shelter, which is weak to it, which does have shit special defense. Then the Wingull, which is 4 times weak to it, and then the Tentacle, which is weak to it but kind of specially defensive, okay. Anyways, he does have a Scraggy, which is a big threat. He does have a Zora, which is a big threat, and the Mischievous, which is a big threat. But still, I'm just going to be looking at what to do and how to handle it. Just gonna want to look out that Scraggy doesn't set up D-dances, and that Zorua doesn't really lure me out into something that I really don't want it to, well, like Duskull or whatever, something that it can easily beat one-on-one. And I don't want to be tricked by that, and just my main plan is just try and do some work with Chinchou because of the electric type weakness. So without further ado, we'll just get into this battle. Okay, so I'm going to be starting with Mienfoo just because it is my scarf. I can U-turn on anything. He starts up with what seems to be his Mischievous, so I knock it off just because I want the Eviolite done. Even though he might Will-O-Wisp me, I would rather have his Eviolite gone than having a burnt Mienfoo. Now he does have Zorua instead of that, which really caught me off guard. And then I went, or he rather went for an extra sensory, which took my Mienfoo down to 1%. Now, I don't know whether he had the Sucker Punch, so therefore I want to straight switch out into Bronzor, because I do have the Regenerator ability on my Mienfoo. And he goes into his Mischievous, and I go into Bronzor on that double switch. And then I go for the Toxic, he shows me Heal Bell, I go for the Psychic next turn. Now I go for another Toxic, because if he did stay in, then I was fairly sure that I could go for another switch, because he would probably go into his, or not into his, he would go for the Heal Bell to get rid of that. Now, he brings in Tentacle. I'm fairly sure that he'll want to set up his hazards. Will it be Toxic Spikes? Most probably. And then I can launch a T-Bolt, which is definitely gonna kill this Tentacle in 2 hits. And then he doesn't really have anything that will want to take 2 hits of this anyways. So he goes into Scraggy. I leave him at 29%. He goes for the D-Dance first round, which I feared. And then I'm not quite sure whether I could tweak 2-hit KO after Drain Punch. However, he gains 53%, which leaves him at 81% amount of health. And my T-Balls do around 71%. So therefore he's going to be able to live with 10% of health and then 15% off the Drain Punch. Now I'm fairly sure that a U-turn will kill it. I don't want to risk the High Jump Kick miss, and when I U-turn I also gain health from my Regenerator ability, so therefore that is going to be something good for me. I'm gonna go into Apom because I do have the U-turn on that as well, so I can just go for that. However, he brings in Mischievous. I'm fairly sure that this is not going to be his Zorua, because then I could hit it with a normal type attack, and now he's immune to my stab. Now, he goes into Zorua after showing Shadow Claw, which is really uncommon on an Apom. You do see it on Meowth, but then again, Apom is not seen as much. And he goes into Zorua, right, so to resist the Shadow Ball. I do die from the toxic damage, and then I'm just gonna go into Mienfoo because I can U-turn again, gain some health from the regenerator ability, and then he goes into Wingull. I thought that he was going to be not able to take me out with a Scald or Surf, but indeed he does do that, which is really unfortunate. Now, I notice at his team that it's only resistance to Rock, or to Stone Edge, Rock. Anyways, the Rock typing was his Scraggy. That is gone. So I'm just gonna go for a the Rock type attack in the form of Stone Edge, and I don't know why he went into his Zorua here, because you can see it looks like Wingull is gonna be his Zorua, because he most probably would have been better off going for Shelter, because that does have a lot of physical defense, so that would have been his best bet. I am gonna switch out because I'm Scarfed. I don't know what he'll want to do. I probably should have stayed in, because he could have gone for the Shell Smash on this turn, but then again, I just want to go for I want to go for something, probably a Psychic, and that is not going to be able to be the case because he does lower my defense with the Razor Shell. And also when I go into Duskull, he also lowers my defense, which is luck on his part, but still it won't do that much because I am defensive. And then I want to go for the Will-O-Wisp to burn the Shelter, which means that it'll most probably do nothing anymore. Now I go for the Confuse Ray to try and let it hit itself in confusion, and even though the switch is most likely going to be obvious, I'm just gonna go for the Nightshade because, well, it is 5 HP, and you might think of 5 HP, but in Little Cup 5 HP is kind of a lot, and I am going to be able to take this Wingull out with 2 Nightshades because it does 25%. Then next turn the Shelter is going to be able to take me out with an Icicle Spear, and then my last poke is a Mienfoo. I wasn't quite sure whether I could take it out with a high jump kick, because Shelter does have that tremendous physical defense, but indeed I do take it out, and therefore I win this battle, which was, I really like the match, even though he did have his fighting type weakness, he did have his electric type weakness, but he still made some very interesting plays, some weird plays, but that was also on my part, which I should have probably done other things, for example switching in Bronzer to Shelter when a Shell Smash might be coming my way. If he did go for that, I probably would have been swept, but yeah, anyways, that was the battle. If you guys do enjoy my content, feel free to check out my channel, and if you guys did enjoy this video, you're welcome to leave a like, rate, and a comment what you guys did think. The subscribe button is right below there if you guys haven't clicked there already, and with that I hope to see you guys at the GTS next time. Goodbye.